Hi guys, it's Anna Andrews here on this YouTube channel. Just wanted to do a quickie YouTube channel or YouTube video. It's all about love and peace on the planet today. And it's all about rigorous honesty and not rigorous dishonesty. And so I need to do a YouTube video here real quick. This man here, his name is Babbitt. I used to be very good friends with him, and I would have trusted him with my life. I really would have. And Babbitt is definitely related to these Babbitts here, okay? His father is one of the big ballers of the Babbitt family, too, once upon a time. So, and the Babbitts, by the way, folks, you got to understand, if you're going to talk about the Babbitts, we need to go back to Plymouth Rock, because that's where they all came from, Plymouth Rock. So, Babbitts came from Plymouth Rock, and then they migrated to Ohio here. And from Ohio, they headed west to become these cowboys, okay? Cowboys. And so I got to tell you, this man here, Babbitt, I used to hang out. I used to live with him at his home, actually, for quite a long time, him and Carol Babbitt. She married and divorced him quite a few times, I think it was. And I met up with them in the 12-step recovery rooms in local Flagstaff, Arizona. I loved this man. I mean, I admired him. I respected him. I don't know. It was just a natural feeling that I had of respect and regard for him as a human being on the planet. But I got to tell you, and I chose his ex-wife. I chose his ex-wife to be my sponsor, if you will, my spiritual sponsor, because what happened was I had a sponsor, a 12-step sponsor in Flagstaff, Arizona, a beautiful sponsor back in, hold on a second, I can give you the exact date. Matter of fact, here it is, back in 2005. So what I want to say is I had a beautiful sponsor who used to travel the world. She was a sales lady. I mean, when I say travel the world, she would go to China and in and out of this country to different countries. So she was a very beautiful lady, and she used to live on Continental Drive. And once upon a time, she had to move, so they relocated to another town. And so that's when I got Carol Babbitt to be my sponsor, because I admired her from a distance. I admired what I saw in her as a woman. So, in the program, and they say when you admire somebody, you should go after what it is that they have, spiritually speaking, and have them as a sponsor. So, I admired her. I developed a friendship with her and sponsorship, and we worked the steps in and out of the rooms of AA and other 12-step situations for myself as well. But what I want to say is, I gave them nothing but love, kindness, and respect and high regard, and I held that for them. But, folks, I got to tell you, in the end, I ended up getting spiritually burnt. Carol Babbitt ended up having me set up and arrested at the local Alano Club in Flagstaff, Arizona. It was very sad and very tragic when she was on one of her situations where, because she'd always live with him and then move back and forth from Texas to Flagstaff. She couldn't make up her mind, and I didn't see that at first, but once I started living at their home and stuff with them, I could see up close and personal, and I seen exactly what happened. So, and I know it wasn't Babbitt for a fact of life, for a fact of spiritual life, and Carol Babbitt has some issues, obviously. And so, but what I want to say, after all these years of having her as a sponsor, I did not fire her with how do I say this, ill regard. I fired her respectfully, cordially, as best as I could as a 12-step person in the 12-step rooms of fellowship. I fired her because I needed some serious help, and I needed relationship help, and I'm talking about primary relationship help, and I was in trouble for myself and couldn't sort it out. But then I looked up one day and I thought to myself, well, I have her as a sponsor, but she's been married to him and divorced 6 or 7 times. I don't know how many, the exact amount of times it was, but I realized, I realized with my real eyes that I was in trouble, so I needed new sponsorship. So God gave me 2 new sponsors out of Winslow, Arizona, and I started working with them, and I'm so grateful for that experience, if you will. But I got to tell you, I even took Carol Babbitt on a trip to California to thank her, and so I had no malice in my heart for her. I had only love, because, when we get to a point in life where we've learned what we come to learn from our teachers, then sometimes the student becomes the teacher to the teachers. The student becomes the teachers to the teachers as well. So, and that's kind of what happened for me once I woke up. But I did take her on a humble trip to California to thank her. My brother Mark was very kind. He's also in the fellowship. He put us up in a nice hotel for like a week it was, you know. And I asked her, I said, Carol Babbitt, where do you want to go? What would you like to do? And, you know, I didn't care where she wanted to go or what she wanted to do. I just wanted to take her and take her there and have a good time as a thank you parting gift, spiritually speaking. And so she wanted to go on that boat, the Queen Mary, and I'm going to do a video about all this down the road here. But in the meantime, today, when I saw this picture of her, Babbitt, as I'm going through my stuff and working on a major project here at home, I was reminded, because see this apple in his hand here? He had planted an apple tree, and I got to tell you, I think he told me, Anna, he goes, that apple tree, he goes, hasn't produced apples in over 20 years or 40 years, whatever it was. And I was the one that spotted that apple, and Herb picked it, and I got the picture of him. So, of him and that apple, because he was waiting for apples to grow, and they never grew in his yard. So sometimes when we're waiting for the fruits of our labor, folks, it can take decades upon decades. And when I speak to this, I don't speak to this for Anna Anders and for Global Peace. I'm speaking this to the people that have been oppressed and occupied, and the indigenous exploitation and the desecration of the United States of, I don't even want to call it America anymore, and I'm not going to call it United States of Israel. Forget corrupt Israel. Forget the corrupt Federal Reserve Bank. Forget these Masons and these Mormons that kept a lot of secrets and stole a lot of land from the native indigenous people across America, pretty much, is what they did. You know, this man here told me once upon a time, and when we were just hanging out, he told me, he says, my family owned all the land here in northern Arizona, Anna, from New Mexico to California. And I thought to myself, when he told me that, I thought, are you kidding me, Herb Babbitt? How could they have ever owned that land? They had to have taken it from the natives, from the indigenous people. So, you know, people, when you read history books, you got to be careful, so careful on what you're reading, because you have no clue unless you live it and you watch it manifest and play out. I'm Anna Anders on this YouTube channel. I went to live in that desert. I went to spend time with these people. And I didn't go there searching for this, but it happened upon me and it fell into my lap of life. So that's what it is. And this is my experience, strength, and hope that I'm sharing here today. I can't share yours. I can only share mine. And I got to tell you something, people. For all the evil and corrupt evil, corrupt occupation, and obstruction of real, true history, people are going to have to pay for it sooner or later, and they're really going to pay for it. I mean, I don't know how, but karma and dharma is very real. Let me say it again. Karma and dharma is very real, spiritually speaking. And so, kind of like Israel is real today. Israel is real today, but Israel, shame on Israel, because they've been really misbehaving. And Israel is tied into Flagstaff, Arizona as well. They're very sneaky and quiet when they move into a territory. Politically speaking, they just show up, and they show up under the cause and the guise of peace, and they want to do something, they say. But you better be careful, Flagstaff, Arizona. You better be careful, Flagstaff, Arizona. And stay awake and watch everything that's going on, right down to every detail of the nitty-gritty in Flagstaff, Arizona right now. Because you already gave up the peaks, the sacred peaks, and should not have done that. I would have never have done that, and I wouldn't have fallen for no court needing to be moved to California for those sacred peaks. That was a bunch of corrupt political horse shit, if you ask me. So that's where I'm at on the planet today. YouTube video, I'm going to upload this one. But we need to put some peace out on this planet, and we need to spread the love, and we need to spread the political truth of what really happened in this nation and what's really going on. I'm humbly Anna Anders on this YouTube channel here today, Saturday. And I'm going to upload this one. Peace out, everybody on the planet. And shame on corrupt people that do corrupt things to good people. I'm Anna Anders, humble peace activist and peace flag maker. This man here has military children that are fighting out false flag, fabricated stories boogeymen that don't even exist. So, and this is why some people have to make the choice. Genuine friendship and love over some fabricated horse shit. I'm going to end this video. Bye.